Green YouTube, Captain Machine here, back for another video. And we're on to day 2 of the RPG RPG a day month. Don't worry, I will be catching up soon. But today, question 2 is what RPG would I like to see published? And I get the impression that question is aimed at what licenses or properties would I like to see turned into an RPG. And that's not the direction I want to go in with this. When it comes to what RPG I want to see published, it would be SLA Industries 2nd edition. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a huge SLA Industries fan. I have been for a very, very long time, ever since some of the key actual members of Doroma introduced me to it a long, long time ago. And I've had the pleasure of even chatting to Dave Alsop, one of the writer, I don't know if of SLA Industries online. Sadly, I didn't get a chance to meet him in person. He was for a short period of time living in the same town as me, and I'm kind of kicking myself I didn't give that opportunity to just sit down, have a chat with him, maybe a beer, and let him know what I think. Although I did give him an idea of what I think with regards to the game online, and he was really nice to talk to, and he gave me some really helpful advice. Advice, admittedly, I'm not stuck to, and I hope to change that in the future, but I'm going off topic now. Now, it is a guilty pleasure for me because as nonsensical as the setting can be at times, and as god-awful as the rules are, because it's very much a product of its time in terms of how it was designed, I really, really, really still love the setting immensely. It has so much potential for being over-the-top dark comedy, urban horror, flashy gun porn violence, and everything in between those extremes. At the moment, there is a tabletop game which I've yet to get my hands on and teeth into, but that's a different video for a different day. I've heard stories about how they're going to progress the timeline of the events, because it's still going to be the same setting, but just a little bit in the future, and how things will change in terms of the dynamics of how the game is played. Although I'm fascinated to see how the system is going to work. I personally, if I was involved with the writing of it, which is not going to happen because I ain't that lucky, I would like to see it tied to a pre-existing system. Now, there is, for those of you who may or may not know, a really good Savage Worlds conversion out there. There is a little bit of controversy behind that in terms of the writers of the original SLA Industries, and depending on whether or not that would piss off the people involved to talk about it, I may talk about it in the future. As of right now, probably a good idea if I just run it past them first. But the short version is I love the Savage Worlds version of SLA Industries, and I think that while that may not be the direction to go in, obviously depending on the author's preference, tying it to a pre-existing engine may be a better idea rather than writing something brand new which has a potential to fall over quite quickly. So I'm not an expert when it comes to writing new systems, so I can't really speak for certain. After all, I'm not published. Well, not in the big way anyway. So what do I know? But either way, I suppose to answer the question, SLA Industries 2nd edition is the game I would like to see published, if only for the morbid curiosity to see where the game line is going to go. There is some talk about some new books coming out before that point. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on those. I've been wanting to read White Earth for a very, very, very long time, just to understand what on earth is going on, and hope that at least a smidgen of what's going on in the universe is explained. But then again, maybe not. So yeah, that answers my question. Thank you for your time, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.